Hello everyone, it's Rachel from Desert Blossom Crafts back with a new crochet pattern. Today I am super excited to share this new pattern I released, the Sunflower Coaster. These coasters are pretty easy to make. You're just going to need some worsted weight yarn, and I'll be showing you how to do them step by step in this tutorial, so make sure to stick around. Like I mentioned, you'll need some worsted weight yarn to make these coasters. I am using Heartland for the centers. I love the way Heartland looks as the center of a sunflower because you can see it kind of has, this brown has a nice multicolor effect, and it kind of gives the sunflower a more realistic look in the center. I believe this color is called Sequoia. I'll double check and put that in the description though, along with links. And then I'm using Yarn Bee Soft Secret from Hobby Lobby for the petals. I love the way this looks because it just gives the petals a more unique look rather than using something like Red Heart Super Saver, which to me is a little bit stiff. This isn't so much on the stiff side, and I just like the way it turns out a lot better. And then along with that yarn, I'm going to be using a G 4mm crochet hook. That is all you will need to get started. So I've made my slip knot, and I'm just going to start by chaining 3. Now we are going to work 10 half double crochet into the 3rd chain from our hook. So we're going to skip these 2 chains and work a half double crochet right into this first chain. And by the way, this chain is not going to count as a stitch. So 1, 2, and I'm just working into the same exact space. 3, 4, 5, and just continue until you have 10 half double crochet in this space. So here I'll just count with you. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to skip this chain and just slip stitch right into the first half double crochet that we made. There we go. Round 1 is done. Now we're going to be alternating between single crochet rounds and half double crochet rounds. So this next round we're going to do single crochets. We're going to chain 1. Now we're always going to start our rounds with a chain 1, and it's never going to count as a stitch. So for this round we are just going to make 2 single crochet in every stitch around. So this is our first stitch right here. And we're going to do 2 single crochets in that same stitch. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And just repeat this around. So at the end you should have 20 single crochet because we're increasing in every single stitch. So let's do it together. Here's the next stitch, single crochet. Now insert into the same stitch, and there's our increase. Make your first single crochet and into the same one, and just repeat this all the way around. So here I am finished, and you'll know you're done because you can count, and make sure that you have 20, and then you just find your first single crochet. So this is the chain. We don't want to work into the chain. We want to go into that first single crochet and slip stitch. For round 3, we are on a half double crochet round again. So chain 1, just like we did last time. Now we're going to half double crochet in the next stitch, so right here, and then we're going to do 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. So we're alternating between a regular stitch and an increase for this round. So I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in this stitch, and then I'm going to increase in this next stitch. So go into the next stitch once, and then go back into that same exact spot again. Now a regular half double crochet. Now an increase. 1 and 2. Regular half double crochet, so just 1. Now we're going into the next one for our increase. So you can repeat this around, and when you get to the end, you should have 30 half double crochet. So here I am close to the end. At this point, I have one more regular stitch to do, and then one more increase to do right here. So this, you do want to keep your slip stitches at the end of the rounds not too tight. You want to keep them kind of loose because we are going to work in them on this last stitch. 1 and 2. So there's my last increase. I've counted and I know I should have 30 at this point. And then I will slip stitch to this first half double crochet. And again, this is where you want to keep this just about the same looseness as a regular stitch so it's easy to work into. For round 4, we are back at a single crochet round. Just chain 1 to start. And now we are going to add a stitch between increases. So we're going to start by doing a single crochet, another single crochet, so 2 single crochets, and then we are going to do an increase in our third stitch. 1 and 2. And remember, an increase is when we work 2 stitches into the same stitch. So there's our 2 single crochet. Now 2 regular single crochets, 1, 2, and then an increase into our third stitch. I'll show you one more time. Regular single crochet, regular single crochet number 2. Now our increase stitch is going to be right here. And the way I like to make sure I do my increase right is I do my first stitch, and as I'm pulling up, I just kind of mark where the bottom is with my middle and thumb fingers. And then when I can kind of feel right where that hole is to go back into it. Okay, so repeat this around where we have 2 regulars and then an increase. And when you get to the end, you should have 40 single crochet. Okay, so here I have come to my very last stitch. I'm just going to work my increase and make sure to count your stitches to make sure you have 40. And then slip stitch to your first single crochet. So we just have one more round to do for the center, and it's going to be a half double crochet round. So chain 1, and this is going to be very similar to the other rounds. We're just putting 3 regular half double crochets in between the increases. So do a regular half double crochet, 2 more regular half double crochets, so 1, 2, and 3. And now we're ready for our increase right here. 1, and again I'm marking the base of that stitch, and 2. Continue, 1, 2, 3 regular half double crochets, and our increase right here. 1, and then work into the same stitch. So this is just again what you're going to repeat around. 3 regular half double crochets, and then our increase. And at the end, you guessed it, you should have 50 stitches. Okay, so here I just have one more increase to do. And that gives me my 50 half double crochet, and I can just join to my first half double crochet with a slip stitch and fasten off for the center. Now this may seem like it's not quite laying perfectly flat. That's okay. We are going to block these coasters at the end, and they will definitely lay flat after that. So grab your yellow yarn and we will start the petals. Okay, so I made a slip knot with my yellow, and I have my center right here. Now we are going to join, and the first little portion is going to have a little extra step, but after that we'll just be repeating the petals around. So to start, you're going to find where the slip stitch is, so you can find the knot. Here's the slip stitch. We want to join 2 stitches before the slip stitch. So before would be to the right, So here's the slip stitch, here's one to the right, and here's our second one to the right. So insert your hook into that stitch and just pull up and form a single crochet. Now we are going to make our first petal in this next stitch right here. So go ahead and make a double crochet in this next stitch. We're going to be doing a lot in this next stitch. Now make a triple crochet in this same stitch. So yarn over twice and make your triple crochet. Now we're going to chain 2. Now we're going to make a little picot stitch that forms the point of the petal. So slip stitch in that second chain. Now we're going to go back down, triple crochet in the stitch again, and double crochet in that stitch. Okay, so this is our petal. Now this is where I said there's going to be a slight extra step here. We need one extra stitch around than we have. We need 51 to make the petals work. And there was just no way to get 51 naturally within the base. So we're going to cheat a little bit here. And we're going to do a single crochet in the slip stitch and then in the base of the slip stitch, just to give ourselves that one extra stitch. So first, single crochet in the top of the slip stitch, so it'll be directly to the left of what you just did. And then if we look really closely at this, we can see where we went in when we did that slip stitch right here. So normally we would not go in both of these places, we would just go in one of them. But we're going to go in both for the petals. So go right into the base where that slip stitch was made. And now we have our 2 single crochet, because every petal will be separated by 2 single crochets, just like this. So now it's going to be smooth sailing after this. We're just going to repeat the process for the petal and then do 2 single crochet. So let's do it together again. Double crochet into the stitch. And again, I'm just holding my fingers here to hold the place. Now triple crochet. Chain 2. Slip stitch in that second chain. Now triple crochet in the same stitch again. And double crochet. So that is our finished petal. And just to make it sit nice and close to the base, we're going to do a single crochet and another single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So just repeat this all the way around. Double crochet, triple crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, triple crochet, and double crochet. Now go into the next stitch with your single crochet and the next. Alright, so that is the petals. You're just going to repeat that all the way around until you have 17 petals, and I will meet you back when I get closer to the end. Okay, so here is what my coaster is looking like. It will look a little bit ruffly and it won't sit quite flat, but again, that's okay. If you're concerned about it, just set it down and kind of spread it out so you can see how it's all looking. But okay, so here I've just done 2 single crochets and it looks like I just have a few petals left. So again, I'm just doing the same process. That picot stitch gives a nice point to the petals, and then we gradually get smaller with the stitches as we come back towards the center again. So at this point, when you have 2 stitches left, you do have 1 more petal to make, and then you'll end with 1 single crochet because we did the second single crochet at the beginning. So let's do this very last petal together. There's my first 2 stitches. Now I'm doing my picot. And that, it can be a little tricky to go into that second stitch with the slip stitch. As you can see, sometimes the hook will get a little bit caught. So just hold it nice and tightly at the base while you do it. And now our last 2 stitches, triple, double, and then again, here's our space for our last single crochet. And we can simply join with a slip stitch to the very first single crochet we did. Just pull that slip stitch tight so it's not seen too much. And that is it at this point. You can grab your scissors and fasten off. And then like I mentioned earlier, I highly recommend blocking these. They will lay flat if you kind of force them to, but they will stay flat much better if you just grab a steamer or an iron and steam them. So if you're unfamiliar with this, I will link a video in the cards. But basically, you just want to let the steam go over the entire project without touching the iron or the steamer to the project. You don't want to touch or it will burn it. But the steam will lock all the fibers into place and keep them nice and flat. Like these ones look a lot better than this one laying down, as you can see. But that's all there is to making your own spring sunflower coasters. I hope you love this pattern and make a bunch to put all around your house. You can use them as gifts. I'm going to even be selling them at a craft fair this spring. So definitely lots of options. If you guys did like this pattern, I would appreciate a thumbs up on the video and be sure to subscribe to see lots more fun crochet patterns, tutorials, and more. Thanks for watching. Bye!